than we anticipated 5 years ago. And therefore, on behalf of all of Tobago, I want to say thank you to Dwayne, not just for proving me right, but for proving himself right and for proving all of Tobago right. And I'm really hoping that a number of Tobagonians will listen to Dwayne, that he had a vision, but more importantly, he was prepared to do the work, overcome the challenges, surmount the frustrations, and keep focus on the goal. And I think there's a lesson there for everybody, whether you're in chocolate or whatever. Once you are in life as a Tobagonian, I think Dwayne has a lot to offer. And finally, people like Dwayne never stop. Because we're having a little discussion, and I thought we were going to talk about cocoa, but the talk had returned to land. And Dwayne has indicated to me two things: that he wants more security of tenure on the land that he have, and then he wants more land. But I am saying that to him who much has been done with what has been given, more will be given. So that, Dwayne, I think the conversation can continue, but it would not have been fair to you, fair to me, and fair to all of Tobago if I did not join your family in saying Tobago is proud of you. Continue to make us proud and continue to be an example to all young Tobagonians.
The first time when I went at his estate, I was out of my mind. I was very surprised with the amount of acreage, just cocoa as far as your eyes could see. Because, I mean, in Tobago, you're not accustomed to seeing so many crops on one location. And I remembered we had a parrot infestation problem, and boy, we didn't even know how to deal with that problem. And when Dwayne came up with the idea of the hawks, I'm like, the hawks, how could that work? And he was explaining to me the hawks, some trained to feed on the parrots, whereas others are trained to scare the parrots away. So he chose to use the ones to scare the parrots away, and then they will just return instead of just going to the wild. And it was an amazing experience, and to see all of that just coming into one, that chocolate bar we're experiencing today, and all of us are having, or we have tasted a part of all the hard work and all the journey, that 5-year journey up until now, and it is, I must congratulate you for it. It is a job more than well done. And when I see Dwayne, you see endurance, perseverance, dedication. He's a man worth emulating, and I, as a young person, do look at him at times, because sometimes when I have started a project, and sometimes it's difficult for me, and when I think about the hard work he put into that whole acreage and how successful he has been, it is nothing compared to what I have started and what I have done. So again, Dwayne, you've done an excellent job, and congratulate you again.
There's a saying, obstacles are what you see when you remove your sights from the goal. And if there's one man who has blinkers on to his goal, is Dwayne Dove. He is indeed, I clap to him for that. He is one of the most driven men that I have encountered. And in an industry where we have a number of people who would lament on their problems and wring their hands and say, oh gosh, I have this problem, Dwayne is one gentleman who would focus on solutions towards realizing his goal. And I think this really, this is your blood, sweat and tears and cash investment basically that has borne fruit today. And you are a shining example to all the people who just sit down and think and say, well, we should do this or we could do this. You have done it, right? And you are an example of a can-do attitude, a person who is solution driven, driven by a goal, a positive goal, and I think you are an example to the industry and to the mentality that we should really have in Trinidad and Tobago.
The Ministry of Agriculture, Land and Marine Resources and the Cocoa Research Section, and my staff are here with me. We are proud to be associated with Mr. Dwayne Dove, the owner of Tobago Cocoa Estates, who has exemplified the efforts of good farm managerial skills along with sound technical know-how on the farm. Today is really a dream for every cocoa farmer in the world to bring his cocoa beans to fruition in the form of chocolate. And today, Dwayne must be congratulated for his effort, his vision, his expertise, and the record example that he has set for every cocoa farmer in Trinidad and Tobago. The problems that plague the cocoa industry are well known, especially in Tobago. But despite this, we are happy to learn that the newly planted farm has been very productive. It shows what can be achieved if one is serious about cocoa farming. We at the Ministry of Agriculture and the Research Division stand always willing and ready to assist with technical knowledge, skills in cocoa research and agronomy for interested farmers. The Ministry and all other organizations in Trinidad and Tobago, for example, the Cocoa and Coffee Industry Board and the Agriculture Development Bank, are working towards the rehabilitation of the cocoa industry both in Trinidad and in Tobago.